Noong nalaman nila na may psoriasis ako, sabi nila, galis yan.
Sabi nila baka nanuno raw ako. Kakalaro ko sa labas ng bahay.
Sabi nila baka may nakain lang daw ako na hindi maganda.
Sabi nila, sa hangin daw ito nakukuha. Mawawala rin daw to.
Sabi nila, gamitin mo ito. Magsabon ka nito. Uminom ka nito. Gagaling ka.
Sabi nila, mag-sweater na lang daw ako para walang makakita.
Sabi nila, lumayo ako. Baka nakakahawa yung balat ko.
Sabi nila, hanggang dito na lang kami.
Sabi nila, wala raw akong kasama sa labang ito. Sabi ko, nandyan kayo. Panahon na para maitama lahat ng sabi-sabi. Kami naman ang pakinggan niyo.
Without further ado, I want to start our conversations because it's very exciting. It's very rare that we invite people from the psoriasis global advocacy, and we are happy to have our guests for tonight. And of course, this will not be complete without my partner, co-host. So let me introduce my co-host. For sure, you know him very well. He is the founder, the president and CEO of Psoriasis Philippines. He is the founder of Psoriasis Asia Pacific, and he is also one of the executive board of the International Federation of Psoriasis Association, or we call it IFPA, since 2007. And he is our mentor, our brother, and a good friend and a good teacher, especially here in the advocacy for psoriasis, not just only in the Philippines, not just only in Asia Pacific, but all over the world. And he is one of the two persons who speak about patient journey in the UN and World Health Organization. Let me all welcome Mr. Josef De Guzman. Hello, Joseph.
Hi Paul. Hello everyone. That's too much. Nakakataba naman ang puso ang iyong introduction, Paul. I am so humbled.
Yeah, and since we are celebrating our 16th year anniversary, I just want to give this time an opportunity to honor you, Joseph. Thank you for mentoring us, especially for sharing your heart for the people, especially for Filipinos with psoriatic disease. Maraming salamat.
Thank you very much.
Yun. And again, guys, we are in our 88th episode and we are
Wow.
talking about International Friendship Day. So, Joseph, can you start introducing our first guest for tonight?
Oh, okay. It is my pleasure. It's my honor to introduce somebody that I really respect in terms of advocacy. She is a respected journalist in Argentina, the president and founder of IEPSO, Argentine Patient Organization. She is the founder of Latinapso, the counterpart of Asia Pacific in Latin America. It's the Latin American Psoriasis Network. And she's also the executive board. She's also an executive board of IFPA, the International Federation of Psoriasis Associations. Friends, let us all welcome Miss Silvia Fernández Barrio.
Hi, everybody.
Silvia.
I'm so glad to see you. I'm going to say hello to everybody in Spanish, which is my language. Bienvenidos, hola a todos. Estoy muy feliz de estar con ustedes. So I just said welcome to everybody and that I'm very happy to be here with you. And I love to be here, Joseph, really, I love to be here. So let's see who's our next guest.
All right.
Paul will introduce the next guest.
Yeah. So our next guest is also a dear friend to us. And he also supported our advocacy here in the Philippines because every time that we have a big event, he always, if he has the time, he tries to visit our country and be part of our activities. So our second guest for tonight, he is the president and founder of Psoriasis Vietnam Association. He is also the member at large of Psoriasis Asia Pacific, and he is also a member of Vietnam Dermatology Society and Asian Dermatology Society. And just a trivia, he is considered a patient doctor, a special title and honor for him to be a member of these societies for the dermatology in Vietnam and Asia. So let me all introduce to you Mr. Tan Hong Truong. Hello, Truong.
Hello, my
Hi,
friend.
Truong. I think it should be Dr. Truong.
Yes.
I didn't know that. I did not know you had become a doctor.
Yeah, he's become the
Hello.
honorary member.
You know that I'm very happy to be here today because my surprise to receive invitation from Paul to say that you have a meeting today on friendship. I say, this is a very nice topic, and I try to
Oh,
do
okay.
my best
I
to
think
enjoy with you.
something's wrong
Hello,
with
my
the
friend
internet
from
of Truong.
Philippines.
Paul?
Hello, my friend from this.
It's okay.
Hello from me
It's clear.
on behalf of Vietnam Psoriasis Association and all our
Oh.
member now also the watching because I share this link to our member group, and I see that I think that our member also seeing the meeting tonight. Thank you
Could
very
you greet
much.
them in your language, Truong?
Yeah.
Xin chào các bạn. Xin chào tất cả các bạn Philippines. Lời chào từ Việt Nam. Hello everyone from Vietnam. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for accepting our invitation. Before we continue our talk about friendship, since all around the globe there's news of the pandemic and some countries and cities have their own lockdown. Let us ask, how are you? How is the situation in your country? Let's start with Silvia. How are you in Argentina?
Okay, Argentina is in not a very good situation in general. We have very much economical problems, very hard ones. But that has been for many years. We have been in lockdown for about 8 months last year. Now we're kind of opening. I would say Delta is already here. Most probably they will have some lockdowns, but kind of more closed. Okay, what is happening here? We will close here, and what's happening there. What we have a problem is people that have gone outside because they made kind of a lockdown of the frontier, and only 600 people can come in per day. So many Argentinians that had gone out on vacations or out to the United States to get vaccinated cannot come back, and that's being quite a problem for those people. A lot of habeas corpus are being proposed to the judges so that people can come back. For example, people who were undergoing oncology treatments that have to come back and do the treatment. So we have, I guess, in all countries this has happened, but this is getting kind of not very nice here. I don't like to follow the numbers of how many infected, how many are in. I just follow the beds in the intensive care. So we have the beds in intensive care in 50%. So that is okay. We're having people infected, but they're going okay. I would say with one dose, we have most of the people with one dose with the Russian vaccine, and now AstraZeneca, Moderna is coming in, and Sinopharm and Sinovac. But we have still lots of people without the second dose, and we do not know what is going to happen with the second dose of the Sputnik, because already 4 months have passed, and those people, most of the people couldn't get the second dose of the vaccine, and that is very important to be without COVID. No, so it's difficult.
Yeah, it's really hard. Not, I think, in every part of the globe, we have really
How about in
something
Vietnam?
to concentrate on.
Yeah, in Vietnam, I just read in the newspaper a few minutes ago. That's informed us 8,300 people are positive, found positive in Ho Chi Minh City, in many other cities around Vietnam. But you see that in Ho Chi Minh City now is the big problem. 30% of the doctors from the hospital in Hanoi go into Ho Chi Minh City to support, to have the partner, the college, and have the people in the sound. It is, I think, the very hard work at the moment for the doctors. And in Hanoi today, we just received one announcement from the mayor to say that still continue lock down the city until the 23 August. It means the more 2 weeks we close, because we locked already 2 weeks and now the another 2 weeks.
So
But
you're
I
closing
think
again.
that it is very hard work at the moment. The good way for all of us is we now the continuing the vaccination program, and we receive vaccine from the COVAX program, and we also do the we at the moment we have different 4 or 5 vaccine to in our country, and I think that we very fast to do the vaccinate. I think that try to do our best, but I hope in the end of this year the many 70% of the people will receive the vaccine. I hope that. Thank you very much.
Alright. Nice to have some updates from Argentina and Vietnam. So let's move on to the fun part of this episode. So since we're celebrating International Friendship Day, let me ask this. How did you meet? I mean, how did you meet Josef or PsorPhil? Can you start your sharing, Silvia?
I was trying to remember when I met Joseph the first time, and I cannot remember, but I do remember I went into IFPA in 2005. What I do remember is in 2007 in Buenos Aires, when we both came into the board of IFPA. And that is where I think our big friendship started. And I have to say, I feel Joseph and I feel PsorPhil I feel especially Joseph as a brother. I mean, he's a long distance brother. I know he's somebody I can always count on. He's somebody that I respect, that I admire, that I love the heart that he has. And I really think that even though one day we know we will not be in the board of IFA, or maybe not in IFA because we get old, because I see the pictures going backwards. And I said, we were so young. We have given our lives to this. Yes or no, Joseph? So that is how I feel. And, and regarding the family of IFA is like a family. And when we get all together, when I see Truong and I see everybody from so many parts of the world, it's so warming to the heart because we're so different people from all over the world. But when we get there and we know we all follow the same goal, it's something very special, very, very special. And I really thank life that I could live this in my life, in my history.
How about you, Joseph? Any interesting stories you can share when you met Silvia?
You know, when we were starting PsorPhil and Asia, it is Silvia I really look up to. I really look up to the activities that they do in Argentina, in Latinapso, how great their projects are. And so I emulate because I really admire what she's doing there. And that's why Asia Pacific was born. Because I idolize her so much.
You know how I admire Asia Pacific.
That's interesting stories.
How about Truong? How did we meet?
Yeah.
I also remember when I met Truong that I was, wow, somebody from Vietnam.
Yeah. You know that if I'm talking about the friendship and how do you start, I think that we need to do something like a documentary film, Joseph, because first my visit to Joseph is that in my head have nothing. I can say that because I don't have any idea about why we set up the psoriasis association group of people. I don't have any idea. And when I met Joseph when he come to Vietnam first time, I'm very happy. I'm lucky to see him because he talking about with me about what is PsorPhil are doing, and then he bring me from Hanoi to Philippines to see friends in Philippines. I remember Sorok is one very interesting program, and I saw. I come back. I talk with our members to say, you see what the Filipinos are doing. They do the music program for the psoriasis people, and they invite so many artists and so many singers come to sing, and they collect money for their association. I think that it is my learning from that. I cannot forget that information. I saw the Joseph, I saw the many other friends, Lisa, Caro. I saw the Paul. I saw the many other friends in that at that time. Very important. I want more to say. That Filipinos understand. I saw my sister and her family in Manila because my sister come with her husband to work for the ADB in Manila, and they still living there until today, and they are still there. And I think that I have my sister over there, not, and I saw Joseph, Paul, and other friend. I saw that's my family. It's not only friends anymore. Friend is something like more further, but we are saying we are family. I can say that. Thank you for accepting me, and thank you, Filipinos. Thank you, PsorPhil, and Soviet Vietnam Psoriasis Association. Today, we don't forget that information. That's memorable days. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Truong.
I remember when you first visited the Philippines, and it was a fun start when we're having our advocacy and learning from one another.
I hope your sister is watching our episode tonight, Truong.
Yeah.
She saw the program. I think that she.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the time that I went to Vietnam to look for a patient leader. So I only know Dr. Kang, and I told Dr. Kang, give me a patient that I can train, so he can lead advocacy in Vietnam. And so then I met Truong, and everything was history. So Viet became the most dynamic advocacy organization in Asia Pacific. Congratulations, Truong, you've gone a long way.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
All right. So for our next question, I'll ask each one of you, what are the most memorable or unforgettable moments when you were together?
Let me start.
Yeah,
Sure.
please.
Let me start. I think I just said, the time that I went to Vietnam to look for a patient leader, and then I met Truong. In the case of Silvia, there are several moments, unforgettable moments that we have together. Most of the IFPA board meetings are memorable. The discussion, the debates,
Yeah.
everything.
I remember, of course, all our board meetings, but I remember certain moments when we had the one I remember most, that as I always say, it warms my heart, is when we had our sushi at the airport. We used to have sushis at the airport. He was going to Manila, and I was coming down to Argentina, and it was so nice, those moments that, kind of relaxed after the board meeting, after working so much, because the board meetings are really hard, really hard. We all fly from all over the world, up to nearly 48 hours to flights, and we get together and we start 8 in the morning and we finish 5 o'clock at night, and then we go for dinner, and then we just die in the beds. But that last day when we had so many hours at the airport, but we went together. So there was this little sushi place, and I love to go there with sushi, to have sushi with Joseph. So that is something that I do remember. Then I remember once we went in a restaurant and we asked for, remember that meat? I can't remember what was, Milan or it was Barcelona. They brought this big thing like that. And I said, nobody can eat that.
That was in Milan.
Nothing left.
That was in Milan. The sushi was in Amsterdam,
Milan, right,
Silvia.
Yes. Oh, but I know, I remember, for example, there were other difficult moments. Not all moments are nice. We had very difficult moments. I remember Joseph coming to the board meetings in such a state of his psoriasis, in such a state. The first thing I used to look at when Joseph came is, how was Joseph? How was Joseph's psoriasis? One year it was okay, the few ones, but most of them, they were horrible. And his arthritis. And I said, Jesus Christ, this man comes all along with his sacrifice, in such a state. So I really value that so much, Joseph, which is your humbleness and your love for other people that makes me really admire in the state you always come to our meetings, I have to say. And there are other things that I cannot tell, of course.
Maybe later off cam we can talk about that.
Nope.
Just kidding. How about you, Truong?
You know that's my memorable time is when I show all of you, because we are patient, right? And I show all of you. I show the Filipinos, and I go to other country to see our group. You give me the power. I can say that. Thus, I believe that I can work with the other patient members, because I cannot forget, because when I show all of you, we have the same situation. We have psoriasis in our body. But I saw you singing, you smiling, and you happy. And this very good power to me. And I promise myself, I bring that hope to our other members in Vietnam. That's very good very good moment for me. Thank you.
All right. One thing
Vietnam will always have a special place in my heart, Truong.
I cannot forget it.
And I miss Vietnam.
I miss you too. I hope I can have to go to Philippines and go to visit William Will, and he promised to bring me to see his family in his home.
Bill is probably watching now.
Yeah, and I hope to see all of you because you know that Philippines, I only was in Manila. I never been in other country. You are lucky. You go to Vietnam, you've been in Hanoi, in Ho Chi Minh City, in Da Nang, and many other. But Manila is only one thing. I saw the Philippines is a big country.
Next time I'm going to bring you somewhere else.
Yeah.
We have to bring him to Argentina.
Oh yeah.
Right. So for the next question, since you've known each other in the advocacy in the global, can I ask, how did your friendship affect your national advocacy?
I have always, the work that you do in PsorPhil, I always take it as an example. As you know, as Joseph just now said, I mean, he created Psoriasis, which has much more success than Latinapso. Looking at what I had done in Latinapso, which was really at the beginning, it was excellent. Not because it was my work. I mean, the way it came out, the project was really nice. But I think we all look at each other and on what the others are doing. For example, now you have your bill in Filipinas. And I told Joseph my experience, which was really frustrating, tremendously frustrating, that can really take your energy out, because we had our bill accepted by the upper chamber, which is the senators, and when it came to the down chamber, to the lower chamber, the deputies, they called me and said, we're not going to treat the bill. We're not going to discuss the bill.
Oh.
And that was such a, it was kind of, a bucket of glass coming in. And I said, how come this happened? It was so difficult that we could be approved by the senators. And now when it gets to deputies, the government has changed, and he said, we're not going to make a law for just one disease. And then it was kind of, you have to make a bill for skin diseases. And at that very moment, I said, what am I going to do? I do know about psoriasis. But then I realized, we started thinking, it took us about a year, and we completely changed our strategy. And we decided going one by one with the different provinces. So we had very good results in that 1-on-1, but we never got the bill. And we still don't have the bill. So looking at the others, it's very important. But for example, in Chile, the Chilean Association just closed after they couldn't get into that bill. So I really think that looking at each other, at the successes, at the difficulties, at the challenges, at the things that didn't come out well, it really gives you strength, and it really shows you how things are, and it really teaches you what way you have to go. But you have to know, and you're always looking. It doesn't matter if it's a big organization or it's a small organization. Everybody has something to teach the other one, everybody. And I think our friendship, finally, we didn't do what we should have done. That was doing something together, PsorPhil and IFSO. But I guess the language barrier is really a big thing. But what you do, I always look at. And I think also that what we do, you always look at. But we always look at what everybody does, because as I say, everybody has something to teach the other one. Doesn't matter where you're from or how big you are or how important you are.
Yeah, that's really true. How about you, Truong?
Yes, as I mentioned at the beginning to you, that if I don't see the PsorPhil and I don't see the IPA, I don't think that we have Soviet. I think that you bring a lot of things to me. I bring all the information. I try to bring all the information from Philippines, from Argentina, from the Europe to our members. I tell them thus what other people are living with psoriasis and what do they do. Why we cannot do that? We also patient, but we try to do our best. I think that this information are small, but I think that they learn a lot. I understand that language is a very big barrier to Vietnamese because we are not English speaking country, but sometimes we try to bring something small or even the good information. And I'm lucky during the World Psoriasis Day in Vietnam, I have a greeting from you, from Joseph, from people from Singapore, from president of IPA, and we translate it into Vietnamese to people to understand what are you saying, and they are very surprised that around the world we have hundreds million of people are same situation, the same condition with Vietnamese. In Vietnam, you see that we have nearly 3 million people are living with psoriasis, but I cannot assess all of them. But I'm lucky we have a network of dermatology society in all country, and I keep in touch with them and keep in touch with our member through that network. And up to date, we try to make larger number. And today in our group, we have nearly 50,000 people join to the Facebook group and talking every day with about the psoriasis and give them the question and answer. Even they are not our member, but we try to bring all information to them. And last few months, every week we do the live stream. We talk. We invite the doctors, talk with them through the online, and we can access around 5,000, 10,000 people can watch our program online. I think the information you bring it to us a lot, and we bring this information to Laos and Cambodia. During the meeting, I talk with the people over there. Thus, we have our association of that's what we are doing, what the patient are doing. And last meeting in Laos, the from the Ministry of Health of Laos contacted me, the professor contacted me to say that try to have the Laos people to set up the patient association in Laos and in Cambodia. Thus, I think the friendship, you bring to us and we bring our heart to other. This is what we are doing now. Thank you.
Okay, let me talk about probably, I'm going to answer it in a different way. Thank you, Truong, for that sharing. As a matter of fact, our friendship grew because of the work that we do, especially on the board, on the global stage, Silvia. I remember during our time, it was only during our time that we really hit the World Health Assembly. The psoriasis resolution was done day and night we were working on it. Sylvia, and Sylvia has
I
a
love
big
that for
part.
you. I love that for you. Of course, speaking in Geneva was something, wow. But I wanted to bring the friendship thing. But the truth is, we have so many moments of in the last years. It has been difficult times, very difficult times for the board, having to take decisions the 24 hours of the day. And but I think we have it's marvelous what we have, what has developed in us in all these years. I think it's fantastic. Yeah,
But
definitely.
I think the key in looking for champions for the
Yep.
psoriasis resolution was all yours, Sylvia.
No.
You involved the Latin American countries to be the champions, right?
The other day I was going to sleep and I was thinking, are we sure who were the ones that really did it? Because we threw so many bullets everywhere. So I don't know, because the first champion we had chosen, I remember Kathleen saying they didn't do a very good work. And then when I talked to this minister of mine that I found in a plane, that I had sent him so many letters and that he had never answered, and suddenly I have him right here getting out of the plane. He was in the seat in front of me, but I just saw him when we were going down. And I said, God put you in my, dude, I mean, it was God that put me there. And I said, and he said, what do you need? And I said, I sent you so many letters. I need a meeting with you. Okay, call my secretary, you will have the meeting. And that's when I met him and said, okay, I'll get the support of the, what was the name of the group? I can't remember right now because now it's dissolved, but it was a group where all the Latin American countries, all the ministers of health of the Latin American countries were there together. So, and he got it. And I think he got it. And I think that was the way we got the, at least the support of the Latin American countries. But every Latin American, I mean, they were even the little islands were there, and they had a representative at the assembly. But I was never sure, because once I met him in a hotel and I told him, I have to thank you because you were, and he looked at me kind of, what are you talking about? So I really don't know, but we got it. The thing is, we got it. Somebody did it.
Yeah. Thank God we had the resolution because of you.
No, I don't think so. I think it was because of everybody. We made a super team. I mean, I really think Kathleen was the architect. And, when Joseph talks in the international arena, he talks in such a way that he drives everybody to understand what the psoriatic disease is. And you're a champion in that, definitely. Every time they ask something, what?
It was easy for me because I was so flared up. Psoriasis can be seen all over my body.
That is the only good thing about your flares. That they show, so they make people fully understand what psoriatic disease is.
Yeah, I still remember when Kathleen and I visited the minister of Egypt, and he didn't know anything about psoriasis. So I said, well, it's your lucky day. So I rolled over my sleeves. This is psoriasis.
Oh my God.
And he was so shocked.
Yeah. It's love, and it has to be with, I don't know if you say it that way in English, with injustice. It's not fair. I want things to be fair. I always think that medications are not made or discovered or researched just to be in a cupboard or in a fridge or they're made for people to use them. And it's not fair that somebody, whatever disease they have, if there is a medication, they have the right to get that medication. Absolutely. Don't buy so many weapons. Don't get money in things that you don't need. get the money for the health of people. That is my thought. But it's love. It's love for those people, I guess. And I love to feel that.
For me, I think it's the basic right. Health is a basic right, and it's really disheartening that some patients cannot get treatment because they don't have money, or because they have psoriasis, they would go bankrupt because of their treatment. That is why we keep on working until probably the end of my life. I'm going to work for it and serve the community.
Yep.
Thank you. How about you, Truong?
Yes, I think that from my side, I fully agree with you. The treatment is the number one. But from my side, I think that we try to bring the good information to all of our members, all our patients, to understand us what is a psoriasis, and they understand and they find the right way to live. Because at the moment, we also receive very simple questions. What we are doing with my psoriasis? It means we understand that a lot of work we need to continue to do it day by day, time by time, year by year, to give more information to our people to understand. You understand that in our country we have some mother have a young boy with psoriasis. You can see what is mother thinking about us. They are very they try to find everything to support their kid. That's when I saw them, I always keep them in my heart to say that no worry first, because the children, even they have a psoriasis, they are still living, they are still growing. No worry, because we have not only your family, in many other they have the same problem. Thus we try to bring good information to our members. And the second, we bring our information not only psoriasis community. You understand that with patient skin disease, we have so many. In Vietnam, we have vitiligo, we have lupus, and we have other skin disease. And I bring information from psoriasis association activities to that community. And that's why I contact with them and support them to grow their association and to give them experiences what we are doing now. And I think that millions and millions of people with the skin disease can learn each other, and they learn from psoriasis association. I can say that Vietnam Psoriasis Association is only one real association we established 10 years already. But other, they don't have any registration. They are only member group, and they only group of the vitiligo. They only group of lupus. I think the Joseph remember, in Vietnam to setting up the association is not easy. We take 2-3 years to setting up. You see I at that time I asked Joseph so many questions. What you are doing? What you doing? And he says, and by the end he says, no, I don't. If you don't set up the Soviet is the member of, I don't do anything anymore. I stopped. I think that's. I remember that on the end we have psoriasis.
Was I that hard?
Yeah. And I hope that the other association in Vietnam of the patient association like vitiligo, like lupus, they become the member of Asian Pacific Association or global association network, and they can come to share information and to learn from each other, like Vietnamese Psoriasis Association now doing to learn from you. Thank you.
You can be a good teacher, Truong. You can be a teacher to them.
Thank you. I try my
Yes.
best. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you for those answers. Thank you for sharing
One
your heart.
one thing. I want to read something. Paul, you know
Sure,
that
sure.
today I try to find the many idioms about the friendship, and I saw one thing. I interesting on that. They say the best friends doesn't necessarily. I'm sorry. The best friend doesn't necessarily to have talk every day. They don't ever need to talk for a week. But when they do, they like talk, never stop it. That means I don't want to stop my talking with you. You know that
We always pick up where we left.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Doesn't matter how long.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
Thank you.
So before we continue, I just this is not part of the program flow, but as I heard you reminiscing how you met one another, I just want to share a few photos. And maybe you can share a little bit about it. Let's start
Bring it
with
on.
this. So
Let's see.
I remember when you first met Joseph and Sylvia. So this is the first
Oh.
photo of them when
Oh
you
my
It
were
was
God.
Very
at the
early,
front
huh?
of the Sheraton.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is in Buenos Aires.
Yeah, yeah. At the first, it was the meeting of SOLAPSO, the first Congress of SOLAPSO, which is the Latin American Psoriasis Society. There
my
we are.
gosh.
You see Josef De Guzman, Philippines, Kathleen Gallen, Jose Bovero, Kenya, Lars Attup, Sweden, Silvia Fernández Barrio, Argentina, Joachim Barth, Germany, Kathleen Gallen, Iceland. That is when we really started working so hard.
2007 to wow. So this one.
That's Vanguard. That's not Kathleen.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was a first for Kathleen also.
Yeah.
And this one is
Definitely in Sweden.
That's in Sweden at the World Conference, but what year
Yeah.
was it?
Paul and me, we have the same shirts, right? Same
I
color.
think so.
What year was this, Truong?
This is my
Because
first time.
Truong is the official photographer.
Photographer, yeah.
Yeah.
And he has to run at the back.
Yeah.
Right after taking the photo.
I remember after he sets up the camera, he has
Yeah.
10 seconds to run back. And this was the latest, 2019.
Yeah.
Oh, this was we in Spain.
Yes,
Yeah,
in
in
Barcelona,
Barcelona.
I think.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
Barcelona, yeah.
There's no me inside.
Where are you
Which
there?
I take photo.
Ah,
No,
okay.
you're here. You're beside Joseph.
Ah, yes, you're at my back.
Oh yes. I don't know why we take that photo. This
Yeah.
I bring the tripod, right?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
Ah.
he's in Barcelona.
Well, we have here some people that we do not like so much.
Yeah.
And this one is one of the few meetings that we had with Truong. This is when Joseph and together with you guys set up Sir Asia Pacific.
This
Yes.
is 2012.
Manila.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Truong, you
Kathleen
had
and
hair
Annika.
Kuma.
Truong, you had hair there?
Yeah.
Very funny
And
guy.
this is how Sir Asia started. And this was the last meeting that we had 2017.
Yes.
Also here in
This-
Manila.
This is
Yeah.
very successful. This was very successful.
I remember Kathleen.
Very nice meeting.
There were 19 countries who attended that.
Yeah. So that's the only photos that I was able to search while
That's
you were
I said
talking
it-
earlier.
You should have asked us.
Yeah.
We had a lot. We have tons.
I hope you can do the documentary film about us.
Oh, yeah.
That would be
Hope so.
nice.
That would be
Yeah,
nice.
it's nice. It's nice. Definitely.
All right. And just to time check, it's almost 9 p.m.
No.
And we hate to cut it short because I know you still have a lot of things to talk about and reminisce with the friendship that you had with one another.
Yeah, with
Before
friends, 1 hour is not enough.
No.
Absolutely.
Imagine
And
so many years together.
Yeah.
so for the last question, maybe what can you say as last message to our audience or maybe even to your members who are watching in Argentina or Vietnam? Any last encouraging words that you want to give them?
In their language?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
You
Start
start,
with
you start,
Silvia.
Joseph.
Joseph
I start,
first?
you want
Okay,
me to
I will
start?
speak in my language, I guess.
Okay, then I
Ah,
won't understand.
kami po ay nalulugod na kayo ay makapanayam ngayong gabi. Kasama ko ang dalawang matalik na kaibigan sa mundo ng advokasya. Sila po ang mga kasama ko na nagtataguyod sa karapatan ng mga may psoriasis sa buong mundo. Isa sa mga hinahangakong tao, especially si Silvia, kaya siguro kami nagtatrabaho ng ganito para sa mga pasyente dahil sa pagmamahal namin not only sa community but the friendship, yung friendship namin na lumalim sa pagtataguyod ng mga karapatan ng mga may psoriatic disease. Maraming salamat po. Happy International Psoriasis Day.
Thank you,
Silvia,
Joseph.
Silvia.
Go ahead,
Okay,
Silvia.
I would love to say something that you all understand because it comes from my heart, so I'm going to say it in both languages. Psoriasis can be a very challenging disease for the patient, for the family, for everybody. But you have a group of people that have especially love for the others. And that group of people, I think they're honoring what friendship means. And this friendship crosses all borders, whatever border in the world, to get to you, to help you. So what I love of this friendship that was born because of psoriasis, I have nothing to thank psoriasis. I don't like my psoriasis. I don't like that psoriasis exists, but exists. But I do thank life that this happened in my life, because I am a person that honors friendship very, very much. But the friendship that we have grown, that has grown between us because of psoriasis and because of our advocacy work, has been enormous. So happy Friendship Day, my friends, and I'm so honored to have you. So honored. Así que ahora lo voy a decir en castellano. La psoriasis es una enfermedad muy desafiante para el que la tiene, para la familia, pero sepan los que la tienen que hay un grupo de personas alrededor del mundo que no importan las fronteras, no importa dónde estén, van a estar peleando por ustedes y porque ustedes estén mejor. Y doy gracias a la vida de haber encontrado a estas personas. A la psoriasis yo no doy gracias de nada, a mí no me gusta, no me gusta, pero está, yo no me hago amiga, como muchos dicen, pero sí he hecho amigos maravillosos en esta lucha entre todos que tiene que ver con la defensa de las personas con psoriasis, así que honrada de tenerlos de amigos de verdad. Muy feliz Día Internacional de la Amistad.
Muy bien, Silvia.
I got 2 applauses because I didn't.
Muy bien.
I think there's I talk a little bit about in English and in my own language. First, in English, I would like to say is all our members and Filipinos and other nationality around the world. We are friends. Even we have psoriasis in our body, but it doesn't matter. We friends and we keep relationship, keep in touch, and you living better and stay together. Some word about in our languages. Các bạn thân mến, hôm nay thì tại cái diễn đàn về nhân ngày tình bạn, tại cái diễn đàn của Philippines mở ra có các nước trong khu vực, thì tôi rất là vinh hạnh được thay mặt các bạn chia sẻ những cái hoạt động của Hội Bệnh nhân Vẩy Nến ở Việt Nam cũng như các hội bệnh nhân khác để gửi tới những thông điệp của bệnh nhân của chúng ta đối với các bạn trên toàn cầu. Vì như các bạn biết, vẩy nến là một cái bệnh không có biên giới, có rất nhiều người trên thế giới cũng bị bệnh vẩy nến như chúng ta. Thế thì qua cái diễn đàn này cũng muốn chia sẻ với các bạn rằng là chúng ta là bệnh nhân nhưng chúng ta vẫn có thể sống một cách vui vẻ, vẫn đoàn kết cùng chia sẻ những thông tin với nhau để chúng ta vượt qua những cái bệnh tật của chúng ta. Đặc biệt là trong cái giai đoạn đại dịch Covid-19 như thế này, tôi rất mong các bạn hãy giữ liên lạc, chia sẻ những thông tin để chúng ta có một cuộc sống tốt hơn. Xin cảm ơn các bạn. Thank you very much for give me a time. Thank you very much.
We made psoriasis TV, which is, for example, I make interviews. I make them normally in my house with good doctors, very good doctors, and doctors that have, and we choose different items that we know people are asking in our free toll number in the office and in the social media. So this is really, really very good for people to learn. We work a lot in educating the patient and to lead a good life, even though they have psoriasis. Like Truong said, it's not only the treatment, it's lots of things. And psoriasis TV, I love it. I really like it very, very much.
I hope you stay together with all of you when we bring good information to our members, to other patients, not only in Vietnam, not only in Philippines, and around the world. They have us and we help them. Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to take this opportunity again to thank you, Truong, Silvia, and Joseph for guesting us for tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Novartis Philippines.
Thank you, Silvia. I love you.
Bye, everybody. Take care.
Hello, Ka Wellness. We are taking a season break. During this break, our team will recharge creatively and improve our content. We want to deliver the highest quality entertainment, evaluating feedback to exceed your expectations. While we understand your disappointment, we believe this break will make our return even more captivating. Catch up on missed episodes and anticipate what's to come. We appreciate your unwavering support. Stay tuned for updates through our official channels. Thank you for being part of our incredible community. We'll bring you an exceptional season when we return. Take care, stay connected, and remember, we'll be right back.